Anderson meant everything. It was a tradition that you followed. It was just a tradition that you wanted to get to that point in your life. I was in transition at that time. I was going through a body change and they didn't quite know what to do with me. I started out as a running back, went to linebacker my junior year, and played defensive line my senior year. They looked around, I was one of the largest people around, so they stuck me on the line my senior year. Not to mention that we had lost a lot of classmates. We had a very unique situation at that time. We had a war going on in Vietnam, and we had guys in my class who actually left high school, went to basic training, and came back and finished their high school career, which I think now is very amazing for them to go out and become warriors at that age and then come back as young men and women and attend class at Anderson. It was a part of a discipline process I don't think everyone can go through. We had faculty members that lived in the same community, and you couldn't get away with anything because Mama would see your English teacher in Safeway on Saturday morning, and that notice that you thought you had gotten rid of, or stashed it, or burned it, somehow or another the message still got relayed to Mom on Saturday morning in the beauty shop or Saturday evening in Safeway. And so we were a close community, but strained because they were always telling. They always knew what was going on. The teachers had a way of communicating with your family members. And because one family member did something, it was pretty much expected that you did the same thing, that you would at least follow or do as well as they did, regardless to what your limits or what your abilities were. Because of so many family ties, they knew your family. It was kind of expected. It was probably the best education at that time that anyone could probably receive, because it wasn't about educating the student, it was about educating the person. It was a personal thing, not just giving you facts and figures. It was about educating you as a person, preparing you for the world. And you didn't deviate from that very often. I was in the military, actually, when Anderson closed. I had no inkling that it was closing until actually I came home on leave and they told me that the school had closed that summer of '71. Couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. I never thought the integration would expand to that point that fast, where they would actually be forced busing. I thought it gradually, because we had already started going to Austin High and Johnston and McCallum and Reagan. As we moved out into different areas of town, I always thought that that would be the progression of integration. I had been in the service and I'd been on the East Coast, and I saw a lot of interaction between blacks and whites and Czechoslovakians and Polish people. And I thought that that's the way we would integrate, especially the school system in Texas. I never anticipated the closing, and the way they did it, actually, it was closing one school, which economically I understand. You can close one school and bus those kids to other locations rather than bringing every area in town into one location. So you just take out of one location to bus, but I didn't like it. Because I saw small kids at 6 o'clock in the morning standing on bus stops in the cold, and I didn't like that at all.